Yo, what is up YouTube, man? Today we are talking about the takeover perk Saboteur in NBA 2K22 Next Gen. Now, if you guys, if you play current gen, you don't even know a lot about takeover perks. Maybe you've heard about Accelerator, the one that boosts your takeover faster, helps you get it faster, and that's what 95% of the community uses. Saboteur is the best defensive perk, and honestly, I would rank it as the second best, third best takeover perk in NBA 2K22. They messed up with them. A lot of them aren't really useful, and they made Accelerator so good that even though that some of them work decently, like Juice, like Sponge a little bit, there's not really any use to actually run these. Saboteur, I would say, has a pretty decent use to use if you like playing defense. You guys saw what it said. If you make someone get a turnover, you make them take a bad shot, it's gonna hurt their takeover. You can see in these clips, anytime it glows red, Saboteur is working. As you see in this gameplay right here, it only took me 2 steals to make this man cold. Now, making somebody cold is usually everybody's goal, but there is another thing to think about. Being cold is pretty bad, but even if you get 1 steal in the beginning of the game, they have nothing to their takeover. You are still dropping their attributes by quite a bit, and if somebody, if their attributes are 3 lower, 5 lower, that takes effect on their play. At that point, they can't dribble as well, they can't shoot as well. You're going to see in a lot of these clips, a lot of the people end up just quitting the game after they get cold because they're frustrated. You'll see in this gameplay right here, I'm going up against somebody that knows how to paint mash. That usually is a tough matchup for anybody. Even though I'm on a 6'7" lock, at the end of the day, somebody that can abuse the close shot in the paint, it's going to be nearly unstoppable. So if I can get a turnover, if I can get a good shot contest, if I can make his attributes drop, if I can get him cold, that is going to be huge. Now, one big thing I will say about Saboteur that is a little bit overlooked probably is getting blocks doesn't always activate this takeover. It's more about making them take a bad shot. You see, I pulled the chair right there. Even though I wasn't getting a steal, he still committed a turnover, and that is hurting his attributes right there. I definitely think they could make this takeover perk better. I mean, they definitely have to do something. If they go into NBA 2K23 with the same takeover perks, you see right there, I do get a contest on his shot. I get a steal right here. He's cold now. His attributes are down. It makes the game a lot easier for me. Even though I was playing pretty bad offensively this game, I'm able to win it with defense alone right there. Maybe he makes that shot if he's not cold. Maybe his shot's a little bit faster. His rating is a little bit higher. Maybe he misses it anyway, but I definitely have a better chance. And you're going to see through the rest of this gameplay, I'm going to show it all to you guys. He goes back and forth from being cold, from being just barely not cold. His attributes are never really raised, and he never gets close to takeover. And that is what Saboteur does. Now, like I was saying, they definitely have to do something to these takeover perks. Right now, there's one that is so far and away better than every other one in the game. They either have to nerf it or they have to improve every one they got. I would love to see them add just other takeover perks in NBA 2K23. Let me know what takeover perk you guys use. Like I said, I know most of you guys are going to use Accelerator. I mean, it's pretty much like Microwave, Takeover Booster in previous 2Ks. And who doesn't love getting takeover? I mean, most of the time, once you get takeover, the game is over. They're not going to be able to stop you with the sharp takeovers, with the shot creating takeovers. If they get lock takeover, you are not going to let them score. It is a huge difference. Saboteur, man, it's tough to get. Is it worth getting, honestly? Probably not, but if you are a lockdown, maybe you play Comp Pro-Am, maybe you play Stage 3s, maybe you just like going for steals. I mean, I got a 99 steal on this build. I made this build specifically to play defense, offense, it's whatever, I can get by, but if I'm locking down my opponent with this, I am doing my job. You definitely should try out Saboteur. Now, another thing to keep in mind, though, if you're using Saboteur on a lock, is it better to keep an opponent cold to keep their takeover progress low, or is it better to have Accelerator on, use it to get your lock takeover, and you'll be able to play better defense like that? I mean, it's debatable, honestly. Lock takeover, I think, is pretty overpowered. I think it's a little bit better in current gen, though, more so than next gen. They kind of split the takeovers up in next gen. Extreme clamps is great, it makes people pick up the ball, but at the same time, if there's 2 people on the court, if there's 3 people on the court, they can just pass it and get it back. You know, enhanced jump shot contest. Again, the idea is great, but if people still make a 30% contested, you know, green with enhanced jump shot contest, then is it really doing anything? Is it really worth it? This guy right here, he actually had real player percentage. It was 6-6. He was actually doing his thing with it, but now, man, once he gets cold, once the ball handling is low, I mean, you can definitely tell people that rely on having high ratings for shooting, high ratings for dribbling, because once they get cold, once you get their takeover lowered, they cannot do anything. They can't move, man. Let me know if you guys enjoyed the video. This is Tonic. I will catch you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.